It was a beautiful weekend in the neighborhood. If you didn't have good weather yesterday, you're having it today. Probably. Maybe.
Yep, we are. We did, and we are.
I literally stained wood in my backyard. Like, that's how nice of a day it was.
Yeah, it's gonna be in the 60s today and tomorrow. Although tomorrow's gonna rain apparently. But
Speaking of wood, there was also multiple failures of wood this weekend. So I remember on Friday I had this great idea. I was going to take the handrail and I was going to carve a channel out and embed LEDs. Didn't work out. Nope.
How come?
Biggest reason was I didn't realize that the handrail that I had tapered down to like a pretty narrow like bottom channel.
Yeah.
And so
As I was room for
as I was getting like the channel cut, what was left on the sides was way too thin and it wasn't structurally sound, and so that project got abandoned.
using what not a hue light strip, but some kind of
Just a generic one off of Amazon.
light strip.
Yeah.
It's just an on-off thing with a switch. So you don't want to just tack it on the outside because you'd see it and it would look bad.
What I might do, I'm not like completely done with the project yet, so I have to get a handrail for the basement. We need one. And they sell ones with wider.
Maybe get a new one. Yeah, I mean, just get a different one. Yeah,
potentially. But what I might do is you can get like it's like a plastic case that goes around it. It's like
around the strip.
It's designed to be an under-counter mount for LED lights.
Right, protected from taps and damage.
And so I might try putting that on there and seeing how it looks. And if that looks bad, then just abandon. Who the hell is messaging me on Skype? Yeah, my life is just.
Sorry.
Anyways, so Paul, I don't know if you've seen.
It is 9:01 on a Monday, Brad.
It is, but I am
no time like the present.
I am quite excited about this one. I think it's coming out maybe this week. It's the Call of Duty Warzone. There was
I know.
So there was a big leak around it. For those who aren't aware, so Warzone is going to be a battle royale game. But what happened was, what I'm guessing here is that probably last week or whatever, they flew like some streamers out to whatever Call of Duty headquarters and they showed them the game and allowed them to record stuff and all that and whatnot. This morning, a video accidentally went live early, which means it's probably going live today or sometime this week.
Oh, so like the CNET of that world, it mistakenly went live, violating an NDA. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes, much like the Surface Gun. And then they pulled the video.
Just trying to put it in context there.
But it was, once the video is up there, people ripped out all the information. So it sounds like it's going to be really good. As long as the gameplay there, like up to 150 people in a room on a map. So a lot of people. You can play as single, duos, or in a group of 3, which is notably better than Apex Legends, which forces you to be always in a group of 3. So you can go play whatever.
So you get tied up with other people, whoever. Like if you're just there by yourself, you could be with 2 jokers that are sitting around shooting at the sky like idiots or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. And then there's like multiple ways to respawn. So if you get killed, it's not necessarily always game over. The best one is a feature called Gulag, which sounds actually awesome. So what happens is if you get killed, you get sent to the Gulag. And it's apparently like it's one-on-one cage matches. And like if you win your cage match, you can go back into the game. But here's the even better part. Supposedly, like these one-on-one matches are like in a queue. So like depending on when you die, you're in the queue for the one-on-one cage match. But the people who have died are like spectating the one-on-one match. And like you can throw racks at the people.
It's like a hockey game.
Yeah. So I'm hoping that comes out this week. So because it sounds like it's going to be fun.
Look at you going on and on about a Call of Duty game.
I know it's
nice.
Well, it's the thing is like I really like Apex Legends. Like I really like it.
Don't. You don't have to explain. It's Call of Duty. It's exciting.
It is, but this would be, I've been playing Apex for a year, so not afraid to mix it up.
I'm just hoping they put out Modern Warfare 2 remastered soon, so I can move on to that for a while. I've been like replaying Black Ops 4, which is like a year and a half old now.
Yeah, Warzone will be free too. I think is the other. I think that was kind of implied, but
yeah, I got to get that wired thing going, and hopefully that will fix my Call of Duty Modern Warfare problems.
Yeah, you buy the bit yet? You've been thinking about that one for a while.
Well, now that the sun's coming out and it's getting warmer.
But yeah, no need to rush. I mean, maybe make it a fall thing. Once you don't have as many.
For the next Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Just maybe set my sights a little more realistically.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'll do it probably.
Yeah, I mean that's good.
I put a soundbar in. I mean, I can.
Yeah, you did. That was big. That was big. You
I did it all by myself.
And in the words of Bill Burr, you had to bend over at the hip.
Yeah, that's right.
Putting DVDs.
Right. Part of the any job you can do in your pajamas is by definition not a hard job. Yep.
Yep.
Oh god.
Something that may impact a couple people. If it does, you already know about it. But Phillips Hue is ending support for their first generation hub. So
I love this story. And the reason I love this story is because I think this puts the Sonos thing in perspective. This is a much more recent product. They're bricking it far more effectively. Their upgrade offer is garbage. It literally is like you have to buy 2 incredibly expensive lights at $40 a piece, and then we'll give you a free new hub. It's like, I don't know, maybe sell the hub for 50% off or something. So anyway, as I said of the faux outrage around Sonos, during that time back in January and since, I have spent a lot of money to clean that one up on Sonos equipment. And I'm going to spend more. And that was my
imagine
reaction.
You like looking over your right and seeing people crazy about this as you're just like, yeah, screw you guys. Just shucking dollars.
Well, no, I get
it.
There's all kinds of crazy online, Brad. You probably don't notice this. But like, you can take something that's like kind of basic and obvious, and it will get contorted into all kinds of things. Like, when you say something like Apple purposely slowed down iPhones as part of a campaign to get people upgraded to do iPhones more quickly. People get free. They didn't admit to that. Where did you find that documentation? Apple was trying to improve the user experience. No, guys, no, they weren't. And look, I mean, these companies are businesses. I mean, they're not charities and whatever. But Sonos, to bring it back to Sonos, I mean, is a small company, and I think they should be applauded for supporting those products for as long as they did. I mean, I don't think people understand how difficult it is to put software on these aging devices. It's the same problem that Philips Hue or Signify or whatever they're calling themselves this week, KFC or whatever, is having.
Download some honey mustard.
Yes, which was actually another. I guess, God, do I even tell this story publicly? I live in I live in my own little world of faux outrage, right? And so. Everyone knows, and I don't think this is overstepping any bounds. And we live in a highly charged, politically correct atmosphere now. You can't say anything without offending somebody, And the example I always use is probably a couple of years old now, but on Twitter one day I was flying to Europe, and I made a joke about my deep vein thrombosis. And someone wrote back and said, "That's not funny. I know someone who died from that." And it's like, guys, if that's the bar, then you can't say anything on Twitter. I mean, right. I don't get it, but I was watching a hockey game, which I never do. I don't really like hockey. Although I will say live hockey is excellent, and it is the last sport that is unimpeded by all the family-friendly nonsense that happens in every other sport. But anyway, total homer, Boston announcer guys. It was local, cable network, which is hilarious. It's just amazing how local it is. And there was a shot on the goal, and it kind of hit up in the corner, and I don't remember if it went in or went out, but the guy said that one had some Chinese mustard on it, and I was like, ooh. Like, and even I wasn't outraged by that. I wasn't offended, but I was like, can you say that? And all he meant was, if you go to a Chinese restaurant, they have the mustard is hot.
It's spicy.
It's spicy.
I love it.
It was a spicy shot. That's all he was saying.
Yeah.
But, the era we live in, it's like, well, actually, I guess the era we live in the United States, it's okay to make fun of China, isn't it?
Well, we haven't pissed anyone off lately. Let's just go with.
How about the biggest nation on earth?
Yeah.
Hey, China, thanks for the coronavirus. That was great. What are you going to do for us next
He
year?
lives in Pennsylvania. I will happily surrender his
No, but
address.
even I'm just all I'm saying is even I was like I that might not have been right. I'll put a GPS locator thing on my phone. You can just randomly walk up and punch me in the back of the head or whatever.
That's a nice premium feature we could offer right there. Paul's
Yes.
ongoing location,
Right,
so you can just take up.
Right. Make sure I check for your premium credentials before I just allow the abuse to begin.
It is Monday after all. Hopefully, I'm still anxious about Warzone. Not a whole lot else went on this weekend.
What's the schedule on Warzone? Or have they even said?
No, they
This
haven't.
Is all leaks.
They're trying to do like what they did with Apex, where it's just a big surprise, but it's not going to be. So yeah. I think it's supposedly what the last leak was is that information drops about it today and then it comes out tomorrow.
Oh, that's quick. Okay.
So
yeah, this is part of their. I don't quite understand what their plan was for updating this year, but I know they didn't do the season pass for the first time in.
I think this is it. I'm sure there's some It's probably just the exact same.
Well, I don't know. I think they've been basically just updating it for free. I mean, yeah. I think part of their deal was you buy the game and you get the updates. I think.
We'll find out.
What you don't get is the latency, because I got to tell you, in Wi-Fi, this thing is unplayable.
Yeah, but I think that's a localized issue.
I don't know. I'm like 8 feet from the router. I mean, I don't know.
I was gonna say I don't know.
I guess I could make the Xbox the preferred device on my network. You know, you can do that. Go in and say like this one gets priority.
You could just run a cable to it and see if that fixes it. It fixed your speakers, so yeah, bringing that one full circle.
That's a good point.
So, you got anything else for today, Mr. Paul?
No, actually, it's kind of quiet. It seems today. So
it's almost like everyone's working from home or something.
Yeah. Yes.
So
yes.
Yeah. All right, everybody. That wraps it up, and we'll catch you all tomorrow.